I noticed that um, my last post was rather gloomy. So that's why, if you noticed, I make it a point to find a soundtrack, a good soundtrack for it. So I decided on ABBA's Dancing Queen. It fits, doesn't it? Anyway, I will introduce to you my Wonder Vlogs project back when I was still vlogging at Fox. So, from this time onwards, if I am going to talk about something about trans issues or defining terms, something like that, to that effect, then I am going to introduce it as a Wonder Vlog. Okay? Here it is. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hi! Welcome to the first Wonder Vlog post. Now, this will be known as Wonder Vlog henceforth because Wonder Vlogs will be pertaining to my experiences as a transgender or transsexual person, and anything that is related to TLGB issues. So, I'll begin with one of my experiences here in China. During my first months here, I've been here for almost 5 years now. It's quite a long time, and I'm enjoying myself. I'm here in the northeast of China in Changchun. And during my first month course, or rather first week, okay, here, 5 years ago, I had this one class. You know, the Chinese students are very different from my Filipino students back home, or maybe in Western students, or compared to Western students, because they're more quiet. You know, they really make your job as a teacher very easy. So get it, clue. Those of you who are real teachers and wanna teach, you know, really quiet students, this is the place to be. Anyway, so I was discovering that in my first week, and what happened was, I think that was let me see, Friday. It was a Friday class, so that was my first week on a Friday, and for the whole week I've been experiencing, my experience with the Chinese students was that I'm always faced by, you know, silence every time I explain something. Of course, they do understand me, and silence does not mean that they do not understand. It's just that it's in their nature not to really participate in class. It's some kind of special thing in the education culture here in China. The teacher speaks, the student listens. So they're like used to that. So for the whole week, I'm already familiar. Whenever I ask, "Are there any questions?" and they would just, you know, they'd just be met with this overwhelming silence. So I was still new to that. So I thought all the students would be like that. So that Friday, so I was in my introduction, and after introducing myself and where I come from, or I came from, I asked them the question, of course, because it's already habitual for me to ask them, "Are there any questions?" So I said, "Are there any questions?" expecting that nobody's going to raise their hands to ask. But there was this very brave young girl. She mustered enough courage, and she was seated just right in front of me to my left. Okay? And she was seated, and she was so shy. You know, she was so shy, raising her hand like that, looking at me with those cute puppy eyes. And I said, "Wow, my very first question in China." And everybody was smiling, you know. So I told her, "Yes, my dear, what's your question?" So she was really shy. She was like, "Okay, are you a boy or a girl?" Oh my God. I was clocked right then and there, you know. And everybody was laughing, and it was so innocent. So I just laughed with them, you know. So that was the first time I was asked here in China. In China, I'm kind of a mystery, especially in my university. And I do get those questions a lot. Maybe in the 5 years that I've stayed here, I've got those questions like almost every year. Okay, not, and every year there are a lot of questions. What am I saying? I get those questions a lot, okay? Just take my word for it. Anyway, so I didn't answer the question. I just laughed with her, and knowing that these guys know there is something special going on. So that's one of my experiences here. And in my university, during my first year, I heard there were a lot of buzz about me, and they asked, they're always asking the usual questions. And you know, my colleagues here, whenever one of their students would ask, do you know me? And they will say, yes, we know her. And then they will ask, is she a boy or a girl? You know, and then they will just, you know, they'll get these questions all the time too. So one of them would just tell them, okay, why don't you ask her? Okay, why don't you ask her? Why not? You know. Now, I don't want to get attention because by the simple fact that I am transgender, it's just a given, you know. I will really get attention, so I don't want to, you know, try to fish attention. So, but if somebody does ask me or do ask me, I would tell them the truth. You know, I'm transgender. And this would be a very foreign concept to them still here in China. But it's very special. They actually have a nickname for me for Ren Yao. And Ren Yao is what they call the she-males in Vietnam, you know. Because of course Vietnam is very near here. And in the southwest of China, okay, they share a border. And so they know about these she-males in Vietnam, so they have a name for it, so they call me Ren Yao. So I kind of like it. Yeah. So that's me, the Ren Yao of this university where I work. So thank you very much for watching, and watch out for more Wonder Vlogs here. Did I scare you with my eyes? Talk to you about today. Hello and welcome to the first Wonder Vlog post. This will be a series of vlogs here in my box